Whatever it was not this cat's fault. He is innocent. Okay, so, fuck that guy. What kind of fucking are we talking about here, Kanaya? Kanaya. 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 Got it. So, what are you up to in here? What's with all these books?
Research. We're trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. You are aware this meteor has many secret rooms scattered throughout, including libraries, right?
Hell yeah, we did one of them for Cantown Project.
Cantown?
I told you about Cantown, didn't I?
No?
Well, the thing about Cantown, and all there really is to say about Cantown is, it's awesome, the end.
Wow, what a story.
Fuck you. So, what is the point of this research?
Primarily to gain a more thorough understanding of the situation we'll be entering when we arrive.
I thought you pretty much already knew the situation, since you can see the future.
Oh my god, I've told you, I can't see the future.
Yes, you can. You totally can.
Okay, but not all of it. Only certain relevant pieces. It's a bit frustrating when people make that presumption about you. For instance, you are a knight of time. Since you have such mastery over time, doesn't that mean you should know everything about the future too?
No, that's totally dumb. I can know things about the future if I time traveled and found out firsthand. Nobody's mistaking that about me. I'm a time traveler, not a fucking fortune teller. It's simple as shit.
Right. So there are significant limitations on what you can know, governed by certain rules. That's how it is for a seer too.
Okay, whatever.
But I will say I've been able to use these abilities to assist with my research. I can treat my finite glimpses as an additional source of information. If you combine that with the knowledge we've gathered from these texts and the things we've learned from our various encounters with the deceased, with a bit of inference and deduction, a more detailed picture is coming into focus.
Nice.
Do you want to hear about it?
Now?
Yes, why not? It's been a year. It seems like all we've done on this trip so far is indulge in lavish interior decoration projects and screw around with mysterious Cantown initiatives, which may or may not be consuming valuable library resources as building materials. We could make at least some effort to squeeze in annual briefings on our objective. Animal briefings? What? Annual briefings on our objective.
Yeah, that would be pretty legit of us.
I think you'll find that when it comes to striving for a reasonable approximation of legitimacy, we are simply the most barely adequate there is.
Okay, I didn't really catch any of that bullshit because I wasn't listening. I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee and get primed to listen to you saying a lot of stuff like that. You want some?
Sure.
Rose, you can't say no to coffee. Except for this shitty coffee maker he's banging on. Kanya?
No, thank you.
Okay. This fucking thing. Where did you even unearth this piece of shit from? Oh, okay, there it goes. 2 hot, revitalizing cups of shitty coffee, fresh out of the weird pod. Why do we even drink this shit? I guess just because this thing is here. Like, somehow the temptation is even stronger because the coffee sucks? I don't know how the fuck that works. Wish there was such a thing as apple juice on Troll World. Go for a bottle of AJ. If there's any booze squirreled away on this meteor.
It's 2:30.
Kind of feels like we should be drinking our asses off here. No adults, nothing to do. That's what you do without adults, right? Get wasted all the time? What the fuck am I saying? Trolls don't even have adults. Well, they do, but they're all in outer space being insane badasses. I guess they do have the stupid nanny monsters. Do the monsters give a shit if they get wasted?
Are you talking to us?
What?
We can't even hear you mumbling over there.
Oh.
How's that coffee coming?
Off the shit is how. Melt being, like, in cups and everything.
Make sure it makes it to the table before it accumulates that strange unctuous film on the surface.
Unctuous. So, what's with the big book you're writing in? Is that more wizard fan fiction?
No, it's something like an extensive journal. I'm recording everything we've been through so far, and detailed notes on everything we know about the game. I'm also using it to document our research and extrapolate on the new session and players.
So it's like your nigh unreadable game FAQ in tome form.
Somewhat.
You sure like to write big game guides.
I don't look at it that way. I'm approaching it from a standpoint of responsible historical documentation. Don't you think people in the future will want to know about our story?
I guess.
I think you could be a very useful resource someday. It could be helpful to others beginning their own quests.
Chances of that seem pretty remote.
I really wouldn't rule it out.
Okay, totally sold on that suddenly, on account of not caring. So tell me about the new session. What is there to know? And most importantly, how is everything going to go wrong this time?
From what I understand, everything already has gone wrong before the game even started, in many different ways than ours did. There are indications of thicker political intrigue, assassination attempts, and a usurpation of the throne more insidious than what we dealt with. But those examples still don't illustrate the fundamental fault with their session. Ours had a similar fault. It was a null session. Literature on the subject says null sessions, I can't say the word session tonight, are actually very common. It is any session resulting in failure, and as such, designed to result in failure from the start due to Skya's comprehensive knowledge of its own fate, and that of all Illimites. Biologically speaking, it's to be expected that null sessions far outnumber the successful ones. When it comes to reproductive systems, overwhelming redundancy is commonplace. A universe has a reproductive system that spreads many seeds, as it were, most of which never come to fruition. So we shouldn't feel too bad about our results, really. It was quite par for the course. But then, it would also seem that exceedingly few null sessions result in the birth of a massive green star fueled by 2 dead universes, for what it's worth.
Okay, but I thought the whole point of the scratch thing, is it gave us a chance to still win. But you're saying the new session has a fault too?
Well, yes, there's more to it. The new session is essentially our session, rebooted with different parameters, which also affected the original conditions of our universe. And strangely, it seems the new one is a null session as well, but within a much less common subset of all null sessions. This one is referred to as a void session.
Null, void, and dead, huh? Okay, which is what?
It's very simply a session in which nothing is prototyped before entry, at all. Hence, by Skya's preemptive all-knowing and its influence on the rest of the Inciposphere, there are not even any towers on Prospect or Durst built to receive the split kernels. See?
Weird. Why would those alt-universe players fuck up in such an obvious and stupid way?
I don't know what specifically led to the failure of the prototype anything, but it doesn't really matter. As I said, the session was designed this way before they began playing. Any efforts to prototype may have been in vain regardless, possibly subject to sabotage.
Didn't you say at some point that not prototyping anything would be really bad?
Yes, it's just another way to create an infertile session, though by a less catastrophic and bloody route we took to achieve the same result. By contrast, it leads to a rather harmless, uneventful session. Underlings remain unaffected, and so does the royalty. And while this may sound advantageous to the players, it's a curse in disguise. The lack of prototypings which keeps adversaries unevolved has the same influence on the battlefield. Without successive prototypings, the battlefield will never reach its final form, which must be fertilized to grow a new universe.
Okay.
Instead, it remains in its most basic form, stuck in eternal stalemate. There is nothing players in a void session can do to change this. They are resigned to live out the rest of their days in a dead-end session.
It's still waiting to hear how this is in any way an improvement on all the shit we just escaped from.
It's a vast improvement. The new session is a blank slate without a ridiculously short time limit for victory like ours had. There will be no time limit at all, in fact. Once we arrive, ostensibly that is when the nature of the session will change. It won't be classifiable as either a null or void session anymore. It will be something which, as far as I can tell, is unique. The fully matured battlefield from our session can be used to make the new one viable. The path to success will be made possible by a combination of efforts and assets from both iterations. Usually scratch sessions are absolute resets and involve no direct influence from the first attempt at all. I can't find any precedent for our situation.
Jade has our battlefield, right?
Yes.
So she shows up and drops in Skya, and then we take the result from all that damn frog reading we did and stick the thing in there somehow, and we sit back and wait for it to go do its huge ribbit or whatever, and we're golden?
Pretty much, as long as there is an actual vacancy in the center of Skya when we get there.
Is that going to be a problem?
I don't think so. Even if it were, it would be a trivial obstacle. But as it is, I think the forces opposing these players are clandestinely working toward the same goal as we are. From what I can tell, gestures of antagonism, while certainly posing legitimate danger, have been factored in as critical stepping stones to one destination shared by all parties. I don't know why this is, or what the motives are yet. The appearance is one of clear sailing ahead, but traces of conspiracy are everywhere.
Okay, but conspiracies aside, did it ever really look like clear sailing to you? That's not what I was seeing. We're going to arrive, and then soon after, Jack is going to show up. And then we have to beat him, right? So there kind of is a time limit.
And he's like, oh shit. Yes, we will have to deal with Jack before all is said and done, and that will definitely be a major challenge. But it is not impossible, at least not by design. When I said there will be no time limit in this session, I was talking about something more specific. there will be no reckoning.
Oh, why not?
It's a logical consequence of any void session. The battlefield never evolves, and therefore the more extensive war between Prospit and Durst never takes shape. It's only when the Prospidian king falls in battle that the reckoning can be initiated by the forces of Durst. The meteors then rush to destroy the battlefield, while Skya redirects them through defense portals for as long as it can. Thus, if there is no war, there is no reckoning, no meteors, and no imminent threat of failure. This is of course good news for Earth as well. During the reckoning, Skya redirects all incoming meteors to the only place it can, Earth. So it turns out that the players who initiate the Void Session are not actually condemning their home planet to an apocalyptic wasteland after they leave. In the new instance of our universe, Earth is just fine. Sort of.
So, no meteors came at all. You mean by fucking up and having to scratch, we also sort of saved Earth in the process?
Again, sort of. And it's not that there were no meteors whatsoever. Just the vast majority of the destructive onslaught never showed up. But delivering the temple to the site of the forge is still integral to jump-starting the session. That meteor, however, could have been propelled through a portal by any means, not just via the reckoning.
I see. What about the players themselves? They had to arrive on meteors, didn't they? I guess the baby meteors were some exception too, right?
Yes, but they weren't flung through portals in their own session, nor will they be created there. They were created in our session and sent back through our portals, just like us.
Flashing colors.
To understand what happened, it really helps to understand exactly what a scratch is. When John severely damaged the beat mesa on your planet and sent it off to Skya to release its temporal energy there, you could view it as a kind of request. We were asking Skya to change everything at a fundamental level, and we gave it the energy to do so. But Skya is a very passive entity. It only knows and sees, but it never quite acts. When it is asked to change everything, there is only so much it has control over. In fact, it has control over exactly one thing: the defense portals. It can decide to send important meteors to different points in time than originally planned, thus creating alternate realities. Offshoots of promise rather than futility. And it turns out the most important meteors of all tend to be the ones delivering the young players to their planet. So all it has to do to change everything is tweak their destination times a bit. All internally prompted changes in the post-scratch universe are decided entirely by this modest adjustment to the parameters. It's a very simple concept, actually, yet the consequences are dramatic. It results in not only a hard reset for the session, but a partial reset for the universe too, due to the many causal entanglements between a session and its originating universe.
What do you mean, tweak the destination times? Where did they get sent to?
A variety of different time periods. The simplest way to look at it is to picture the original destinations of our two groups of 4 ecto-babies, and switch them.
What?
Though this is just a slight oversimplification. While it's roughly true, Skya had some peculiar whims this time.
That makes sense to me. This is what I was thinking.
So they were sent here, here originally.
Yeah, they're considerably younger than those ones.
And Scratch. Yeah, a bit of a hiccup in space-time. While most landed in time periods corresponding with the original group, it seems that 2 of the new players arrived 4 centuries ahead of everyone else, for some bizarre reason. But they're still apparently able to communicate with their co-players through, I guess, some Trollian-like technology, and they're still able to establish game connections with the others. So this stands as an odd, but not otherwise terribly significant detail.
So, in this alt universe group of us and them, which ones are the actual players?
I'll give you a hint. It isn't us.
Fuck. Why did I know that was going to be the answer?
And to think that usually I'm the one accused of having known the future.
I don't know if I'm ready to process the ramifications of this bullshit.
These two. You would find it less disconcerting if the players were alternate versions of us?
Man, at least I'm used to dealing with alternate Daves. I've been fucked deep in alt Daves before. It's a goddamn delight if you want to know the truth. But I don't even know what to think about.
What, meeting a deceased figure of authority as a peer?
Let's not even talk about it, okay? Can we slow down this meteor? Delay the meetup? Maybe fight Jack for a little while.
I honestly thought you would find the idea exciting. I know I'm looking forward to it.
But your mom was a nice alcoholic spinster who liked wizards you complained about for no reason. She wasn't anything like an untouchable master of irony who could replace the meat in your sandwich before it even occurred to you what the fuck you were chewing. Well, let me ask you once, did your mom ever wiggle a puppet in your face even once?
Not that I recall. But anecdotes like that just make me more curious to meet him personally.
Fine, well, you can be on road duty then. I'll be the ambassador to your mom. And no, that wasn't actually meant to be the sick burn it sounded like.
She's your mom too, though.
Yeah, I know. I'll be the ambassador to my mom then. That sounds pretty stupid when I say it that way. Whatever. I'll be the fucking one-man welcome wagon for the John and Jade teen old people and also our mom. That's the plan. So when we finally see them, we can get our shit into formation like trained acrobats. Like, I'll blow a whistle and make a human pyramid. Got it? That way we can totally avoid anything awkward.
You do realize we've seen her already, right?
What? When?
Months ago, in a dream. She was floating along in Durst pajamas, asleep.
Wait, that was her?
Yes?
Oh. Huh.
You're wondering why I didn't tell you?
No.
You're specifically wondering why I wasn't forthcoming with an answer to your question at the time. Hey, who was that choice babe in the pajamas?
God fucking damn it.
You don't find it nostalgic at all? Retracing the steps of some of our Freudian semi-blunders and conversations past?
No, what a load of shit. Stuff said between you and me before we knew we were related. We both know it was a lot of horseplay bullfuckery between the smart-ass 10-year-olds or whatever. You can't seriously have taken any of that seriously. Ugh, don't ever do that. All these fucking mom traps and sister traps. What a joke. I hope Sky gets to have a good laugh over shit like this. Wait, I forget Sky doesn't laugh, it just sees and knows. It's like a huge blue perv that's mad jazz for kid-cest.
What are you people even talking about?
Don't you wink at her. Connie, here's a pro tip. That wink doesn't mean jack dick. She's just being weird.
I feel as if this conversation has utterly outmaneuvered my constructive involvement. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ollying outie too. Got some shit to attend to. After you. Nope.
Ugh, why does that always happen?
Everybody out of the goddamn way. I got a lab full of humans, a mouth full of yelling, and a tortured psychological profile full of totally hysterical emotions and unaired grievances at practically everybody. Karkat is broken, guys. Yeah, okay, hold on. If I can settle down a tick, I should be able to make more sense shortly. Just one.
Maybe you should lie down on the couch?
Fuck. No. Dude, what is the matter with you? Wow, okay. That was a pretty terrible entrance. Anyway, where was I? Karkat. Face. Dunno, but I was just leaving. Not so fast, Strider. This heavily concerns you. It concerns you exclusively, in fact. Where do you think you're going? Just stepping out to do a thing, which is not your business. Like my inflamed, quaking gall sphincter, it's not. Tell me, are you by any chance going to have some company when you step out to do this thing? Notice the two heavily dramatized enclosure talons surrounding that word, which I'm scornfully pantomiming with my own two hands, as presently being demonstrated for you. Yeah, sure. Oh, who would that be, I might ask? Well, probably the mayor. He's usually down for whatever. I'm not talking about the fucking mayor, and you fucking know it. Hey, don't be saying shit about the mayor. Mayor rules. He's like my best fucking friend. He's not a mayor. He is the mayor of Fuckstick Junction, located smack dab in the middle of pretend-ass nowhere. He's a mayor, you douche. His thing says mayor. It says mayo, and he wrote the R himself. He is at best a mayo. And who ever heard of a mayo? It's every bit as imaginary as his identity as an elected official. No, mayo is like grub sauce, but without the grubs. Who the fuck ever heard of grub sauce without grubs? What's it made of then, genius? Like, I don't know, it's white, it just sort of exists. You don't ask about mayo, that's not what you do with mayo. Isn't it funny how quickly your bullshit unravels when someone intelligent actually holds you accountable? You are fucking busted, Strider. You're busted about mayo, and you're busted about Terezi. You are pathetic. This is why you all stormed in our breath. Wow, okay. This is why you all stormed in here out of breath. What did you actually... What, did you actually sprint all the way across the meteor to tell me this? What I do with my legs and how fast I move them is my business, shit. Yeah, and what I do with mine is mine. Watch me make them make me leave. I said, stay your ass put. We're talking here. Dude, don't touch my cape. Huh. What? I can't believe I seriously just said, dude, don't touch my cape to somebody and was serious about it. Okay, look, I'm nowhere near your precious stupid cape. Just listen. Before you go off to snog Terezi in your idiotic little village of nutrient cylinders, hear me out. Man, you are so overblowing this. But I don't think that I am. Yeah, you are. You have some idea about us or what we're getting up to. So we've done a few things together to pass the time. So what? I don't even think you could call them dates or anything. What the fuck would even qualify as a date on this gross dark meteor? Dave, can we just cut the shit? I am not an imbecile. You are both plainly tipping into flush territory, irrespective of environmental factors, or whatever lame conditions it is humans believe to be optimal for pursuing a mate's ship. Anyone can see that. It's the shittiest kept secret on this meteor. Probably even the fucking mayor gets it, and let's face it, he's a little slow. Do you really think you could pull the Woolby's material over the eyes of a hardened veteran of romantic studies? We have one of those. I have seen thousands of troll romance films, each dealing with topics far more subtle and complex than your pedestrian human mind could ever grasp. And in case you've forgotten, I've already watched hundreds of your more primitive but moderately entertaining romance films. Remember how I downloaded a fuck ton of them after discovering your species? I'm a curious man, Dave. You could have learned from me. Yeah, I remember. Haven't you only watched a bunch of shitty Dane Cook movies on infinite loop since we left? You're severely exaggerating, but yes, I have sampled his work. Dude, you know you're only pretending to be a huge fan of his bullshit to piss me off. Again, look at how self-absorbed you're being. I happen to think he has a brilliant comedic mind for a human. It turns out that exact sentence is my one weakness. You win, bro. You got your girl back. Oh, shut up. I'm not here to debate you on the finer points of cinema, or to get my girl back. How desperate do you think I am? I'm actually here to do the opposite. I wanted to tell you I'm totally okay with it. Oh, okay then. But just listen, and try to keep an open mind. I know that's hard for you. Here, please take a look at this. Lordy be, I've seen pictures of this. Oh no. What the hot mess of fresh fuck am I looking at? It's an Alternian romance novel. Now look, I'm not vouching for this particular piece of literature. It's actually pretty trashy, and if you're interested, I could recommend some much better things to you. It's just this one illustrates the concept very clearly. What concept? It's a pretty typical case of quadrant vacillation as applied to an overlapping group of romantic pairings. You lost me at quadrant. For future reference, that's the word that always lets me know it's time to check out of a sentence. Will you pipe down and just hear me out? It's really simple. Think of it as being similar to one of your primitive human love triangles. Although this is a quadrangle. Those are much more common in our society and entertainment. And 4 is pretty much the minimum value for love, hate, and drangles. And drangles, god damn it. Now here is what's actually going on with this group of characters. Pay attention. Hey, look at me. Eyes over here. Good. See the two heroes in the middle, partaking in their flushed embrace? Pretty much your typical low-blood red rom pairing. Their dynamic is the grub loaf and tuber paste of the overall arc. But what do we have here? There are some nefarious high bloods in the picture too. This is where it gets interesting. The guy on the left is an old Caligulous flame from the male Lobla's past, and has re-entered the picture. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. He can continue to court his mate spree and Kismesis without conflict. It's a perfectly amicable arrangement that everyone's totally down with. What is that huge beefcake troll even doing? Is he grinding against the little dude's shoulder? What the fuck is even going on? Why the fuck is he nude? No questions yet. So then that's all fine. Pretty boilerplate conditions for unfolding Romodrama. Romodrama? But there's a twist. The male high blood and low blood start to have flushed feelings for one another, and this results in some red infidelity between the low blood pair. Obviously, this is where the fireworks start going off. The red feelings between the low bloods turn to black, and thus begin what is referred to as quadrant vacillation. Meanwhile, the two males are also vacillating between red and black, because you don't just let go of a rivalry so easily. What is going on with the other chick, called grabbing the other one down there in the corner? Yeah, well, it gets even more complicated than that. Probably more than needed for the sake of making the point. In the heat of their vacillation during an especially black phase, the low-blood female waxes red for a notorious and especially brutal high-blood female. So they have their thing on the side, but even that starts vacillating too because the original pair just keeps spinning like a top. We don't need to get bogged down in the quadrangle dynamic, though, and for our purposes, the fourth party is a distraction. Our purposes. What the fuck are our purposes? The thing is, vacillation always adds a lot of drama to everything, but that doesn't mean it can't be viable. It can totally work, and everyone can be reasonable about it. It just comes down to a matter of sensible scheduling. You must be out of your fucking mind if you think I want to know what you're going to do with this. Dave, please, just read the book, okay? It's all in the book. I actually really like this. Nope, and then Rose takes the book and runs. She's like, porn. I'm not reading this shit. I can't even read your stupid troll language. Why would you think I can? I think you should reconsider. I can translate for you. I'll read the whole damn thing aloud if you want. Homesmut voices featuring Karkat. I never understood the point of homesmut voices anyway. Like, who wants to hear people pretending to have sex? That's just weird. Seriously, it could really expand your limited human think pan on stuff. There's a lot here that's applicable to our situation. There is nothing even slightly applicable to any of that bullshit to our situation. Karkat, damn it. Don't be dense, of course there is. Terezi and I have been on the verge of vacillating like this for a long time. It's about time we killed the suspense and just acknowledged it. You and she seem bent on developing something in the flush quadrant, and like I said, I'm fine with that. If you could just get our shit straightened out, we can be like these vacillating pairs that alternate between red and black, but in a way that's complementary with each other's patterns. Oh my god, why is this happening? Like, well, she and I are black, you and she are red. But then when she and I are red, you and she... I don't really know if humans are capable of black feelings. I guess that's up to you. Maybe you could just, like, sit those periods out. Like, take a break, you know? You've completely lost it, dude. I can't believe for a fucking second this is reasonable shit to propose, even on Troll World. You just totally snapped. Snapped like a fucking fox. This makes perfect sense. Like I said, it's just a matter of responsible scheduling. Here, let me show you. I need some paper. Pour some paper. Dude, Dave, you are being a little bit culturally insensitive, even if Karkat's kind of weird about it. Look, it's perfectly simple. Hang on while I draw the guidelines. Oh, no. No, you are not making another shipping grid, dude. It's not a shipping grid. Just some rows and columns for a schedule. It's a grid. You're drawing a goddamn grid. I'm not letting you draw a grid for this stupid shit. Come on, look here. These are the days of the week. Then we each have rows for those days, and we can draw a heart or a spade for any given day. That way we know what's up in advance and avoid unpleasant conflicts. Put the fucking pen down. Hey, cut it out. Don't touch me. Do not draw a shipping grid. Do not do it. It is not a shipping grid, you obtuse fuck. This is fucked up. Put it down. No. You are not drawing a grid to organize our goddamn dating lives. That is some straight up crackpot motherfucking noise I will not abide. Fuck you. Let me draw. Stop drawing the shipping grid. It is not a shipping grid. This is not shipping, you heinous tool. This is common sense. You will not draw anything that even remotely resembles a grid. Do not draw an arrangement of squares or otherwise interlocking polygons. Let go! You will not draw a spreadsheet for the purpose of allocating time spent with a mutual girlfriend, you horse's ass. This is exactly the shit I do not want to see. Look, I just drew a square. Get ready to see a lot more of those. No, stop. Do not draw any additional squares. Do not draw any quadrilaterals, trapezoids, or rectangles, or fucking andrangles, and especially as fuck not any goddamn rhombuses. I don't want to see your lines making any right angles, do you understand? In my mind's eye, I am picturing a beautiful lattice of lines and compartments, interlocking with sublime precision at 90-degree angles. I imagine this modular reticulation as an elegant vessel, if you will, for the grand synthesis of our shared shipping dreams. No, that is the perfect example of what you shouldn't be drawing. Yes. No. Fuck yes. Oh look, another square, sort of. Kind of wobbly, it'll have to do. No, you fuck. Wait, I think it's coming. Here it comes, my first ship, it's going in the square. Put the goddamn pen down, you piece of shit. Hell no. Yes. What is your problem? Oh, fuck. This is so sick. Does she even know you're doing this? Doing what? Splitting up her time in a grid for your stupid rotating hate date plan? She will soon enough. What a presumptuous sack of shit. Put the pen down. No, I'm drawing. Step away from your dumb, ugly scribble grid. Get lost. You're messing up Rose's book. You smell bad. Don't talk to me about rank smells. You're the fucking big man of smelling bad. You dominate the paint with your stonk. My Lucis brought things home that smelled more appealing than you. Important fact, 100% of what he brought home was either a dead animal or literal feces. Okay, yeah, we'll check it out. You smell as if someone took a dump on a butt. How could she even stand you with her sensitive nose? Have you ever even washed that ridiculous outfit? They're magic fucking pajamas. They smell like permaclean or something. They're enchanted and comfy as fuck. Give me the pen. No, it's mine now. I'm keeping it on principle. Karkat, whoa, man, what are you even doing? Why are you drawing all these human dicks? How do you even know what they look like? What are you even watching? I'm not drawing those. You're making me draw them. Stop that. No way. This book is now like our fight-fueled Ouija board of cock. Stop. Don't. Oh, fuck. Okay, no. You drew that one. You drew that one. Don't pretend you didn't. Are you sure, man? That's a spooky thing about penis Ouija. You can never be sure who did the dicks. Was it you or me or maybe a ghost? Fuck, let go of me. Give me the pen. No. Yes. No. Yes. Fine, take it. No. What? We're still drawing. Let's go. Are you kidding? This is a fucking masterpiece. We have to see this through. I'm trying to let go of the stupid pen, but you won't let me. We are in the shit now. We are motherfucking entrenched in this bitch. You crazy fuck. We're running out of room. Rose, can you turn the page for us? Ah! I have to stop, though. My throat is going to explode.